Hey everyone, how's it going? My name's John. I know, I'm not as amazing as Jeff or as good looking as he is, but I'm gonna try not to let you down too much. Jeff and I are really good friends. I've been playing Magic with him for quite a few years now, and I love what he's doing with his channel. It's awesome to see him having so much fun playing Magic and being able to share that fun with you guys. But what he asked from me is if he could get a little bit more of a competitive side to things. And so that's what I'm going to be trying to do, or what I'm bringing to the channel today. If you're looking at my profile here, you'll see that I'm Silver Tier 1. I am doing pretty well in drafting. Not amazing or anything like that. But one of the big things about this is I haven't really spent a lot of money on the game. I spent the money buying that first introductory pass, and I bought the mastery pass just a little bit ago. And I haven't really been playing Arena completely or all the time, so I don't have all of the cards. But the fun thing that I'm going to be trying to do, or what I'm going to be doing on the channel, is I'm going to see how far I can get in ranked with the cards that I've got. So one of the things that we're going to be doing is I'm starting here at Silver Tier 1. Season ends in 2 days, so I don't have a lot of time this season. But next season, we're really going to go at it and see if we can reach Mythic without spending any more money on the game. So today as we play, the deck that I'm going to be running is the deck that I really invested in quite heavily. As I've been playing, I've used pretty much all of my wild cards that I've picked up to get this deck where it is, and this is a Jeskai control deck. You can see the video here with the deck list. If you want the full deck list, it'll be in the description down below, so feel free to check that out. But it's a basic control list. I'm looking to control the early game, get the pieces that my opponent is running out under control, and while I slowly work up to running out some of these heavier threats, like Kefnet, the God Eternal Kefnet, Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, and we've got Chandra, the Awakened Inferno, to close out games. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into it. Today we're just going to go ahead and play some ranked best of ones, and as I work on the deck, we will look into doing best of threes later. But let's get started. Alright, here we go. First opponent is Dimakino, or Dimakino. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that. That's an interesting name. Alright, so we got 2 lands, Teferi, 2 Deafening Clarions is super useful. We do have some counter spells, some board removals. We are missing the white, but our opponent is going first, and I'm fairly confident that we can draw it when we need to. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this. Alright, let's see. So Skymarch Aspirant. That means that we're looking at probably a mono-white Weenies deck, mono-white aggro. We did find our Hallowed Fountain, which is amazing. That's exactly what we wanted. We're going to go and run it out tapped, past the turn. And he is going to get us out to a pretty quick start here. But I'm confident that as long as we can bait him out to run a bunch of stuff, as he is right now. Look at that. Skymarcher Aspirant, Leonin Vanguard, this Deafening Clarions. These are really going to make him hurt coming up here. So let's see. We pulled a Plains. Don't need that right now. Let's go ahead and run out the Steam Vents. I'm not really looking to syncopate anything this turn because I want him to play as much as he can. So let's see what we can get him to run out. Okay, Johnny's Pridemate. That could get out of hand. We're going to let that resolve. Let's see. He'll gain 1 life. Oof. Dauntless Bodyguard. That is going to keep his Pridemate going for a little bit. So that's a little rough. But we're going to clean up this board real quick. And he's down to 1 card. So I think this game is pretty much going to be in the bag from here, as long as we can find a way to deal with that Pridemate that he is saving with the Bodyguard. We should be okay. We do have the Teferi's Raveler. Oh, he just let everything go. Okay, I am okay with that. Land past the turn gives us a chance to run a land out here. We'll run out Teferi. And once the Teferi's out, we're going to go ahead and just +1 him. I don't really need to draw cards right now. I do want to get him out of range of any quick things that are coming. We got a Legion's Landing coming in. That'll create a Vampire. Now he is still out of things, so I am going to go ahead and lava coil that. I know it sounds weird, but we really just want to get rid of the threats that are on the table. So we're going to lava coil that. We'll +1 to keep up our counter spells and just pass the turn. But really, at this point, we should be able to deal with anything he's throwing out. He's stuck with 1 card. It looks like he might just have 2 lands in hand, which is fantastic for us. Okay, just found Kefnet, so we can now start putting pressure on him. Kefnet's going to do a lot of work here. So go ahead and +1 to Fairy, pass the turn. The nice thing about Kefnet in this deck is we do have a lot of things that we can just run out to, or double up if we hit Chemister's Insight, or even these Warrant Wardens. Unfortunately, we're just going to hit a land here. That's still okay. I'm okay with that. So let's see. We have 5 mana up. I don't need to play this untapped, so I'm just going to let it enter tapped. We're going to go ahead and bounce that Beneless Marshal. Get that out of the way so I can safely swing in here with Kefnet. Hit him for 4. And pass the turn. Now I can Sinister Sabotage that Beneless Marshal. And things should be just fine. He's running out of options here. I'm not seeing him get too much further with this. So we're going to go ahead and sabotage the Marshal. That's going to let us pick whether or not we want it. Opponent scoops it up. Awesome. That's great for us. Okay, 1 win down. 2 up in silver rank. Let's keep going. All right, next game. This time we're playing NSB Andre Arana. Bring it on. Okay, this time, let's see. We got a Mountain and Sulphur Falls. We do have a Lava Coil. Our hand is looking a little heavy with this Teferi and this Chandra. We do have the Deafening Clarion and the Lava Coil, so we can hopefully deal with any early game. The expansion could be useful. I'm a little worried because I'm going first. If I mulligan here, I might get a better hand and I might get a worse hand. We're going to go ahead and mulligan this. I just didn't feel like that was good enough. It didn't have enough of our colors. This one is looking a lot better. I still have the 2 Lava Coils, a couple of counter spells, and now I have all of my colors and a Revitalize. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this. And just because we don't have enough lands, we're going to drop in Absorb and hope we're not running into Esper, which is a very big possibility here. So we'll go ahead and run Steam Vents out tapped. Let him take his first turn. And we'll see what we're playing up against. He is taking his time a little bit here. Must have a lot of decisions to make. Not exactly sure what he's waiting on, but we'll give him a chance to go. Maybe he's just having some connection. Okay, mono green. Bringing out an elf. So there's a couple of possibilities for what that could be. I'm going to go ahead and run the Glacial Fortress out here so I can revitalize on his turn. And we can get a little bit further in. I did find another Steam Vent, so we've got the colors we need for an Absorb. Barkhide Troll. Okay, so that's going to allow him to come out with a 3/3. Is he going to attack? He's not attacking, so we are going to go ahead and run the Revitalize out here. Draw a card. Gain 3 life. That gives us another land. Found it to Fairy. Okay. If we could try to Lava Coil that and lose the +1/+1. I'm going to go ahead and play 2 life on this Steam Vents. So I'm going to be taking 3 next turn from the Barkhide Troll, but I think this is a good chance for us to try and absorb any 4-drops. There's a lot of those out there, and it does look like he's running mono green. So we could be in for a bit of a slugfest here. This is going to be a close one. I'm a little concerned. Oh boy. Okay. He's taking his time. He must have an instant that he can play. Maybe it's Veil of Summer, which would be kind of annoying. So, okay. This turn, he's running out. Okay, he's got 3 lands, 4 mana. Shifting Ceratops. I was worried about that. That cannot be countered. Protection from blue. But it doesn't have protection from red, so our Lava Coils are going to soak that right up, which will be good. And now he's also out of mana, so I can actually run this Sulphur Falls out. Lava Coil the Shifting Ceratops first. Make sure we get that out of the way. And then we're also going to go ahead and Lava Coil this Barkhide Troll while we've got the chance. That removes both of those problems. Now it does mean that we're in trouble if he plays anything big here. But hopefully we get a turn where he's struggling to find things to do. That would be optimal. Hey man, hitting that shifting Ceratops with the lava coil just felt so good. Okay, Arboreal Grazer, that's good for us. Extra lands is really good for us. And he's swinging in with that Llanowar. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and pay 2 life for this Hallowed Fountain, run out to Fairy. And there's no big threats that I have to deal with here, so we're just going to draw a card. Untap 2 lands. And we've got another Lava Coil. Excellent. So now we can deal with... If he gets any big threats here, we can take care of him. It looks like he's hitting a lot of lands. That's rough for him. But that's really good for us. That's really good for us. Okay, ooh. That is not good for us. That is bad. Okay, Blanchwood Armor. How are we going to deal with that? It's too big now for Lava Coil. And now I'm hitting lands. So we've got enough lands. We're just going to run Hallowed Fountain out tap, pass the turn. Oh boy, okay. Blanchwood Armor. That's not good. Carnage Tyrant also can't be countered. I think we just lost this one. That is too much damage coming in. Okay. Finding lands. Alright, I think we're just gonna scoop this one up. That's tough. Could not deal with the mono green. That's rough. Okay. That's alright. We'll keep going. On to the next game. Alright, here we go. Game 3. Alligator Games MX. Bring it on. We are not going to let this one go. Okay, opponent's going first. We've got Sacred Foundry and Sulphur Falls. We can play... That means we can run our Revitalize out. We almost have enough mana for Deafening Clarion. Let's keep it. Alright, this is looking good. Okay. Simic Guildgate. Possibly a gate stack, possibly Scape Shift. I'm gonna hazard on the side of Scape Shift here, which if it is, that means our Clarions are gonna be crucial to this matchup. So, okay, Chandra is gonna be big too. Let's run out the Sulphur Falls untapped. Pass the turn. So we've got Revitalize that we can bring out on his turn, gain some life, draw a card. Growth Spiral looks like it really is that Scape Shift deck. This really could go either way. This will be interesting to see. So if he gets Escape Shift before I can deal with it, then we're in trouble. But the nice thing is that his deck is going to be a bit slow. He's going to be spending a lot of time just looking for his cards. So that means that we have time to find our answers. So we'll find out if we can find the answers or if he can find his Field of the Dead. So let's see, Sacred Foundry. We don't have any counter spells in hand. We could Expansion Explosion this turn. So let's just run this out tap, pass the turn. If he plays another card to find lands, I might Scape Shift, or excuse me, Expansion that. Ooh, Hybrid Crisis. Okay, that's a 5/5. Bigger than my Lava Coil can deal with. I can warrant that to the top of his deck. Warden's not doing me any good here, and I'm still 1 blue off of that Kefnet. Man, all my Sacred Foundries. Okay, let's run that out. We're just gonna run that out tapped for now and pass the turn. I really need that blue mana right now. It's rough that I'm not hitting it. So he's gonna hit me for 5 here. I'm not gonna... Let's see. I could put that on the top of his library. I think it's okay not to right now. No, I am gonna go ahead and do it. I don't want to take too much damage now because that really puts me in pressure later. And I want to see what he's got coming out. So we're gonna put the Hydroid on top. It does mean that he's going to be drawing more cards later, which is bad for us. But I don't know that we have very many other options right now. So we've got to... Gotta play what we've got. And he found a Teferi. He's gonna bounce it back to his hand to draw a card and puts the Hydroid in his hand. But man, he had a lot of lands. That is not good for us. Well, there's our other blue, which is good for us. It gives us 5 mana. We know that he's going to be playing the Hydroid next turn. There's not much I can do about that right now. So I'm going to run out Kefnet, put some pressure on his Teferi, hopefully. Hopefully we draw something that Kefnet can copy. That would be the best thing to happen.
Might be a bad idea.
Because right now his Hydroid will come out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's going to be an 8/8. He's going to draw 4 cards, gain 4 life. And that's a lot. Okay. Let's see. I can deal... I'm not going to reveal the Steam Vents. I am going to run it out. Pay 2 life for it so we can play Chandra. If I play Chandra, I can start the counters. That's the biggest thing that I'm going to be able to do here is I can start the counters. Now that does mean that I'm going to have to sacrifice my Kefnet this turn in order to block the Hydroid Krasis. But it also means that I can put a time clock on him, and hopefully I can find some answers to this Krasis as we go. So he's gonna plus his Teferi. Means I can't play at anything at instant speed. I am gonna block the Krasis here with Kefnet. Unfortunately, I do want to keep Chandra alive a little bit longer so I can get that clock going faster. He does have trample though. I had forgotten about that. That is that's not good. Okay. That changes things a little bit. So we are going to put Kefnet in third from the top. Oh boy. Okay. Prisoner. Oh man. Things are just not looking good for us. Okay. The Prison Realm is going to put Chandra underneath of him. And we lost our Kefnet. He does still have that clock, but 1 mana, 1 damage per turn. That's 26 turns. That's not going to be enough time. We have got to find a way to deal with this big Krasis. And Absorb is just not going to do it. And we can't even cast Absorb on his turn right now because of the Fairy. Let's see, we've got 6 mana. Most damage I can do is 7 to the Krasis with the Clarion and a Lava Coil. I need 2 Lava Coils right now in order to get that out of the way. So I'm kind of stuck right now, not seeing any options. Growth Spiral, can't do anything about that. And there's the Scape Shift. Okay, things are really not looking good. He's gonna swing in with, let's see, if he gets 2 Fields of the Dead and any other lands, I think that's probably game. I'm not seeing any way out of that. Man, that is, oof. He had the right cards. I didn't. Sometimes that's the way that happens. Okay, so he sacked all of his lands. Crucible of Worlds means that he can just bring them back to... Yeah, okay. Let's see how many zombies he can get. I'm pretty sure this is a game we're just gonna make him run it out, see how many zombies he can get, just make sure that it's lethal. Before, oh yeah, 4 Fields of the Dead. That is definitely it, so good game. We're not gonna wait for that, that's 43 triggers on the stack. We're just gonna hand it to him. Let's move on. Okay. Alright. Here we go. Uber Slapper 2. Prepare to be slapped, my friend. Oh, that was awkward. I feel bad for saying that. Okay. Glacial Fortress, Blast Zone. That is rough. That means our lands are coming in tapped. Unless we find something else. We do have Settle. That can help if they get a fast start. Teferi will bring us into the end game. And we've got Sinister Sabotage and Lava Coil for the early game. We've got enough pieces here that I am going to go ahead and keep it. Hopefully we find one of our untapped or our shock lands. Perfect. We found a Hallowed Fountain. Okay, so we're going to bring that out first. And that just sets us up for the rest of the time here. We now have a Dovin's Veto, which we can use if they play any non-creature spells here. Looks like we're playing up against Teamer, so this is probably Teamer Elementals. Do I veto the Growth Spiral? I think I do. It's such a good card, and I'm not certain that I'm playing against a spell-heavy deck here, so I don't want my veto to be useless later. Okay, Lotus Field. Interesting. So we're going to go ahead and run the Glacial Fortress out. This will allow me to Sinister Sabotage anything he plays. If he doesn't play anything, or if it's not a big enough threat, I can Revitalize and just pick up the pieces from there. But now I'm really interested to see what it is we're playing. I haven't really hit any Lotus Fields in the past. So Kiora. If I let that resolve, I'm going to draw cards. I think it's okay to let that one resolve. Because, yes, he can untap his Lotus Field and play another 3-cost spell. But I'm okay countering that 3-cost spell rather than countering the Kiora. So, and this is big. So, Drawn from Dreams. Look at the top 7 cards. Do I want to let him pick any 2 cards? I don't think so. I can wait later. I can Revitalize another turn. Plus, this allows me to dig a little bit deeper. It looks like he's running quite a few spells. And I need to find... There it is. Okay, so I got a red mana. We're going to pay 2 life, so that comes out tapped. Why did I do that? I don't think there was a reason for me to do that. That was a mistake. But we'll run with it. So we've got all of our colors now. We can Revitalize on his turn. Oh boy, he's playing something big here. That is a Gargos. Okay, I can't stop that. And he is going to draw a card off of his Kiora. But I am going to Revitalize at the end of his turn. That's going to pull a Chemist's Insight. That'll be good for later. Okay, so we've got Sulphur Falls or Blast Zone. Let's go ahead. I don't think it really matters which one I run out here. I'm just going to run out Blast Zone. And I can put the Gargos further in his deck. He doesn't have any other threats right now that I've really got to worry about. So let's run out to Fairy. And we're just going to push him back a little bit. Make him take a little bit longer to set up. Give me a little bit more time to find some answers to these. I still have the Settle, and I've still got the Lava Coil, but that Gargos is a big creature. Luckily, I'm not playing too many creatures, so I'm not too worried about that. He does get a free Drawn from Dreams here. Can't do anything about that one. Most likely, he's going to get that Gargos back along with something else. Probably some more lands. He is hitting 4. He's got 7 mana with his Kiora, which is a lot. He can play some pretty big stuff here. But we'll see what we can do about that. So, what have you got for me, opponent? Okay, he's thinking. I've got him in a little bit of a bind. Okay. If he's taking this long, he's not sure what he can do about Teferi, which is great. That's great for us. That means we've got a chance here. Probably turning this game around right now. I think we're in a really good position to just start outvaluing him here with this Teferi. We've got Chemist's Insight for our next turn, where we can draw cards if we don't have anything else we need to do. He's taking his time. We'll see what happens. Innerland Harbor, so he does have another land that gives him 4 mana for a 3rd Drawn from Dreams. Okay. Well, he's picking out what he wants from the top 14 cards of his library this turn. And we're going to go ahead and draw with Teferi. Not much else we can do with him there. Time for a break. That'll give us another card. Let's run this Steam Vents out. We'll let it enter tapped, since Teferi will let us untap here at the end of our turn. Don't have anything I need to play right now, so let's just go ahead and pass the turn, untap our Steam Vents, and we'll see what he's got. So that gives us... That's going to give us 6 mana on his turn. We can Chemist's Insight. He's playing something pretty big here, though. So let's see what he's got. Okay, Hydroid Krasis, X is 4. He's gonna gain 2 life, draw 2 cards, have a 4/4, which I can Lava Coil that. I'm gonna let that resolve. We're making it look like I'm thinking about it, so maybe I've got a counterspell, maybe I don't. We're gonna make him think about it a little bit here. He's got a pretty big hand. All lands lose all abilities except mana abilities. Okay, so that's gonna shut down my Blast Zone. I'm fine with that. Blast Zone could have dealt with something, but we're not gonna get a chance for that right now. So he's going to pass to the end of his turn. Let's go ahead and start with Chemist's Insight. That finds us a Warrant Warden. Then we're gonna go ahead and Revitalize as well. Gain some life. Draw another card. Okay, he discarded. Let's draw a card.
We need to move quickly.
And we'll play our Soulful Falls now. Let's go ahead and Lava Coil his Hydroid Krasis. Okay, that gives us 2 mana that we can untap. Don't need to do anything else right now, so we're just going to pass the turn. We'll untap our Blast Zone and Sacred Foundry and pass it back to him. Okay. Now, Blood Sun with Lotus Field, that's a powerful combo. He is going to get his Gargos, or attempt to get his Gargos back out. Let's go ahead and try to absorb that. Let's see, yep, that's countered. Excellent. Still has 3 mana. Up to 7 once he untaps that Lotus Field. That's fine. Oof, a second Gargos. Okay, that one is going to resolve. That's not much I can do about that. He's going to draw another card. Go to the end of his turn. Let's go ahead and run out. We're going to play the Chemist's Insight we've got in the graveyard, discarding our Mountain. We're at enough lands right now that our Mountain wasn't doing much, and we had a pretty good chance of drawing another mountain, or drawing another land. So we're just fine with that. Okay, draw a card with Teferi.
I'm not done yet.
Let's go ahead. Let's see. We can't Lava Coil the Gargos. It's just not big enough. And we don't have anything. We could Deafening Clarion into Lava Coil, but that's a lot of resources for 1 card. So let's just run out the Hallowed Fountain. It's going to enter untapped thanks to his Blood Sun. And we will go ahead and, let's see. We're going to pass the turn here. We can Expansion Explosion for 4 at the moment, which is going to draw us 4 cards if we need to. We're just going to hold off on that for right now. We do have Settle the Wreckage if he wants to try and attack Teferi. Doesn't seem to be running any counter spells, so let's run that out there and resolve it. One of the cool synergies with Settle and Expansion is if they try to counter Settle the Wreckage and you don't have any counter spells in hand, you can just run out the Chemist's Insight. Or, excuse me, the Expansion and copy the Settle the Wreckage, and now he's got to deal with the second one. It does cost you a pretty useful card, but at the same time, oftentimes they're not expecting that. If you just need to deal with the threat, then you need to deal with the threat. What can I say? Okay, so he's got 3 green mana. Voracious Hydra X11. Okay, that is not good. Well, that's going to resolve, so we've got an 11-12, probably a 23-24. And he's got Kiora's, drawing him another card. He's doubling the number of counters. And that, right, is why we play Warrant. So we're going to draw 2 cards. Found a Kefnet, okay. Found a Chandra, even better. Okay, so he's still only running 1 threat at a time, which Teferi, at this point, he's just going to put that right back in his library. And we're just going to run out the Steam Vents because it comes out untapped. Then we're going to play Chandra. And we're just going to put him on a clock. Give him an emblem that deals the damage at the end of his, or beginning of his upkeep. And pass the turn. This was a great turn for us. So now he's got a clock that's just going to keep getting faster. He appears to just be running really big creatures, which means that they're going to be big, but they're going to be slow. And if they're slow, we can deal with them. We can... This is going to be great. Okay, another Kiora.
One drop ripples and grows.
Come on. 6 mana. Is he running out another Hydroid? Down to 34 cards. We're not ooh. Okay, that is so not good for us. Okay. Why is it that they just always seem to find the one card that is just gonna hurt so much? And I don't have a counterspell when that happens. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and expansion that because we need to find some answers. So we're gonna look at the top 7 cards of our library, and ooh, Teferi is great, and we've got 3 mana up right now, so we could draw another card. He's got so much mana now that Syncopate doesn't matter. We're just gonna take the Revitalize for right now. And hopefully we can draw some more answers. So his Teferi is at 2. So we're gonna play our Teferi. Let him finish his turn here. Okay, end of his turn. I wasn't able. I had 3. Oh right, I expansion, so I could not play that then. So we're gonna take a damage from our own Chandra. Dang it, Chandra, don't do that. That's just rude. Play out the Clifftop Retreat. We're gonna start with big Teferi, and we're gonna put Chandra back in our library so that we can draw that. That'll help out with preventing a whole lot of damage. And then we're gonna go ahead and run Kefnet out here as well. I know that it leaves us with only 1 mana up, gives him a turn to do stuff, but hopefully he doesn't have another mass manipulation. If he does, there's not much I can do about that. But if he doesn't, then I can deal with the stuff that he's going to try to play out and get rid of the Teferi and keep his clock going. So, looks like he's playing more blue. It very well could be. Okay, Hydroid Krasis. Drawing 5 cards, drawing 6 off Kiara. He is just getting so far through his deck. But at the same time, even if he played a Reliquary Tower right now, his Blood Sun is going to make him discard so many cards. Okay, Lava Coil. Double Lava Coil. Puts Kefnet into our deck. We're going to put it 3rd from the top, which means that it is now above Chandra. That's a little rough. So, okay. So we've got Kefnet, then Chandra, and they're both a little ways away. Okay, so I'm taking 1 down to 25. Found a land. Let's go ahead and draw a card. Get us closer to that Kefnet. There's a Sinister Sabotage. That'll be good. So let's run out the Clifftop Retreat. We're going to run out Teferi, baby Teferi, and we're going to go ahead and return Hydroid Krasis to his hand. Yes, it does allow him to draw more cards, but at the same time, it allows us to put our threats back on the board. So we're going to run out Kefnet here, pass the turn. We'll go ahead and untap our Steam Vents and our Hallowed Fountain and deal 1 damage to him. Now the nice thing is we both are currently taking 1 damage per turn, but he's got less life than I do, and I have ways to gain life, and in a moment here I'm going to be able to start putting more pressure back on him because I'm going to be able to run out Chandra again and increase his counter so that he's back up to 2 if not more. So, looks like he's going to play something big again here. Voracious Hydra, X is 10. Now, if we let that come out, he's probably going to fight the Kefnet, but if I don't let it come out, he could play something worse. Now this is a hard question to answer. We're gonna go ahead and let this one resolve. Yes, he can fight Kefnet, but I'm more worried about things that are gonna directly impact my next couple of turns. And Kefnet will come back relatively quickly here. So we'll see in a couple minutes, Kefnet. So we're gonna put that below Chandra this time. And let's see. So the big problem is that Teferi is up to 4, and that means that he can then shuffle one of my planeswalkers back into my library if I play them out here. And there's the Hydroid Krasis X is 5. We're gonna go ahead and counter the Krasis because this means that he's using all of his lands. Letting him draw the cards is fine, but it's harder to deal with 2 big threats than it is to deal with 1 big threat. And I'm realizing right now that I should have revitalized first since I'm planning on doing it anyway. And that means that I could have surveilled the card underneath Chandra to see if I actually wanted it. That's too bad. That was a mistake, but those things happen. So we'll deal with it. Okay, he is now discarding my turn, taking a damage. Yeah, so I could have discarded that Steam Vents. Been perfectly okay with doing that. But we'll go ahead and draw here from Teferi, +1 our other one to get flash speed.
I have a plan.
We'll go ahead and run the Steam Vents out. And then we're gonna play Chandra. But instead of +1ing her, we're gonna go ahead and neg for her. In order to deal with this Teferi, that's really gonna start causing problems for us. And it feels so bad to kill our own Teferi here, but we kind of needed to. So we're gonna do that. That leaves us with a Warrant Warden on our turn if we need to deal with his creatures. So we're just gonna pass the turn here, untap 2 lands, and go from there. So we're gonna deal 1 damage to him. He's now at 21, I'm at 27. So not much has changed on the clock. We're still about the same distance from each other. But hopefully we can speed this up a little bit. And hopefully he didn't just draw another... Yep, there it is. Mass manipulation for a second time. And this time, I don't currently have any counter spells in hand, so we're gonna... Chemist's Insight here, see if we can find one. And we hit 2 lands, so of course we did. Okay, so... He now has all of the spells, all of the planeswalkers, and I just don't know that there's anything left that I can do about this. Because we're dead in 2 turns. Maybe 3 if we're lucky, so... Let's see, do we have... No, we don't have anything else that can deal with this. So we're gonna go ahead and say good game. And concede, pass it up. That's too bad. Here we go. Jace versus Jace. That sounds interesting. Alright, first hand we've got Sacred Foundry, Clifftop Retreat, 3 mana, gotta revitalize, Zefting Clarion. Things look okay for a start. We're a little bit worried about the fact that we don't have any blue mana to start this game off. But at the same time, we don't know what we're running up against yet, and so we're just going to keep this. We do have the Revitalize, so we can draw cards if we win on turn 2, and hopefully they're playing a mid-range or an aggro deck where this Zefting Clarion is really going to be impactful. These hands are so tough when you're hitting Esper Control, and all they're doing is looking at your hand and taking stuff away, and you just don't have anything to do with it. So hopefully our opponent is working with what we're planning for here. Okay, they mulligan down to 6, which is a good thing for us. That means they had a tough start, but white blue, that is not looking good for us. So Sacred Foundry comes in tap, past the turn. Oh, please don't play blue. Please don't play blue. Or please don't play black. Please don't play black. No thought erasure. No thought erasure. Okay, Field of the Dead. And here is some blue. Okay, so let's run the Steam Vents out. We're going to pay 2 life. Field of the Dead means that we're going to need to find a counterspell for, or more blue for the counterspell for Scape Shift. But we got a little bit of time to do that. The Steam Vents is really going to be big here. Because and the fact that we drew an Expansion Explosion is really good for us too. So let's run Revitalize out, draw a card. There's our third blue, or second blue on turn 3, which is right where we want it. That's awesome. Okay. So pass the turn, hold up the Sabotage just in case. If we like what they get, we can play Expansion Explosion. We are only running a couple of basics, which both happen to be in our hand. So, Elvis Rejuvenator, that's fine. You can have another land. Really need a way to deal with that Field of the Dead. Maybe I should be running a Field of Ruin in here. I think that might help out as we're hitting more of these Field of the Dead decks. I think Field of the Ruin is probably the way to go right now. So, okay, Clifftop Retreat is going to be our land for turn. Unfortunately, we don't have anything to do right now, so we're going to pass the turn. Let's see what they've got. So they're going to attacks. Hitting me for 1. That's just mean. Why would you do that? Don't do that. Okay. Down to 18. Let's see what they've got. They got 5 mana. Don't want to Escape Shift now. They won't be able to hit their Field of the Dead triggers. What could they have? Nissa would be bad, but they would have played that before. Circuitous Route. That's going to go get them 2 lands. And I don't have any gates. I don't have any... I have 1 basic left in my deck, so I don't want to copy that. We're going to go ahead and just counter it. Put the Sulphur Falls in the graveyard. And hope that we draw another counterspell down the road. So, Mountain, let's run out our first Teferi. We don't want them to get value off this Rejuvenator, so we're not going to put that in their deck. We're just going to draw a card.
Let's skip to the good part.
Found more land. Yay! It is a Glacial Fortress though, that is more blue. More blue is always good. More blue is always good. Okay, so we do have Warrant if we need to. Deputy of Detention is kind of rude here. But we can run our Deafening Clarion into that. And that'll take care of the creatures on board. That's going to be really good here. Okay, so we'll take the 1. Hey, how's it going there? Someone's looking for some attention. Yep. Alright. Down. Okay, so pass the damage, take the 1. Passing the turn. Okay, so Glacial Fortress. We're gonna hit Deafening Clarion here, which is going to... Oh, this is gonna feel so good. So it gets us 2 creatures. We get to ferry back, which means we get to draw another card. And we've still got 3 mana untapped. So now we're gonna untap our Steam Vents and Sacred Foundry, which leaves 5 mana up, which means that we can't Expansion Explosion right now for any effective value, but we are going to start to get somewhere, and that'll be good. Okay, Hydroid Krasis. Can't do anything with that. X is 4, so we can Lava Coil that on our next turn. So we're going to go ahead and just pass the turn back to us. Let's start by drawing a card, see what we get.
Keep up the pace.
Second Lava Coil. Okay, so let's Lava Coil the Hydroid Krasis. Let that resolve. Then we will play out this Glacial Fortress, and... do we play it as a Warden? He's running slow enough that I think... let's see. If we play it, that takes up all 5 mana. Means we can't keep up a counter spell. He's at 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 6 different lands though, and we just used our board light. So let's go ahead and run it out as a Sphinx. This is gonna do one of two things. Either it's gonna let him use a removal spell that's been dead in his hand, or it's gonna let us start putting pressure on his life total. So hopefully it's the second of the two, and not the first of the two. Thankfully, that blast zone can't hit our Sphinx, because our Sphinx has a CMC of 0. So take that. Okay, he's getting his zombies. Here comes the scape shift. I don't need to copy that. I can't counter it. That is a whole lot of zombies that are about to hit the field. Okay, this could be bad. But he's got... Interesting, he destroyed everything. Okay, so he's gonna get some number of Field of the Dead's back. But he's got to make sure he gets 7 lands. So he might get 2 Fields of the Dead. With 7 different lands, that's... Oof. That is not good. Our pressure on his life total might have been a big mistake. Okay, so he had to only get 1. But he's got 7 triggers here. He's now got 8 zombies. Okay, so we need to find another board wipe here.
We need to move quickly.
Let's draw a card. Get our blast zone. That's not going to be helpful. Okay, so play the plains. We're going to lava coil 1 zombie. And then we will go ahead and swing in 4, because the nice thing about our Sphinx is it has vigilance, which means that we can still put the pressure on and we can keep it back as a blocker. Now we've got 1, 2, 6 lands up. We're gonna untap 2. So that would be 8. We could deal 4 damage, draw 4 cards, or we can play another Warden. I think playing the second Warden here is the better option. It allows us to block additional creatures. It puts him on a faster clock, and I can still leave the mana up for a Sinister Sabotage. So if he does try to scape shift again, or if he tries to remove them, we have an answer for at least one of them. Hopefully he doesn't have more. Plus we can surveil and get us a little bit closer to managing this zombie horde that's coming out. So what have you got? Let's see it. 7 zombies. We can be hit with 5 of them. Oops. Oops is good for us. What did he oops about? Wonder if he's oopsing me. So Elvish Rejuvenator, that's fine. You can have that. It's gonna get you another zombie. Okay, finds another land. Field of the Dead triggers. Thankfully, he didn't find a second Field of the Dead off of that. Escape shift again. He is tapping out, so we're gonna counter this one. This time he's not gonna get those. And Dovin's Veto. Oof, that is a question. I'm gonna go ahead and leave that on top just in case he has another escape shift. He didn't attack. Interesting. Okay. Hey, works for me. So we're gonna draw a card here.
Hold that thought.
And find another land. So let's run out the... Well, we're untapping 2. I don't have anything to play, so let's just run out the Steam Vents. And we're going to swing in for 8 in the air. Put him down to 10. He's got 2 turns left. Less than that with our explosion, but he doesn't know about that, so... As far as he knows, he's got 2 turns to try and come up with a plan. Well, let's see... Let's see what he can do. I do have 8 on Teferi. I'm not super worried about embleming him right now. I just want to keep these zombies under control. I want to keep drawing cards. He's got so many of these though. Okay, holding some back. for changing their targets. Okay, so he's sending 2, 4, 6 at Teferi. Gonna run more at him. Just 6 at Teferi. I'm okay with that. I'm a little bit more worried about my life total right now, so we're gonna block the ones that are coming at me. Because like I said, I'm not worried about ultimating Teferi here. I'm just not gonna draw enough cards to deal with it. And plus he, unless he finds a way to deal with these 2 Sphinxes right now, he should be dead on his next turn. Or on my next turn. So let's see what he can do here. Let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9 mana. So that means that I can explosion for up to 5 if I need to. If I waited till my next turn, I could do it for 6. But drawing cards here is probably better. So let those resolve. He's up to 11. That's fine. So let's go ahead and explosion here for 5. And we're going to do it to him. I'm going to draw 5 cards. And let's see where that gets us. Oh, there we go. Expansion for... that's it. So, pay 2 life. Let's go ahead and go to combat just to see if he has any tricks. If he doesn't, there we go. Awesome. Okay, Sphinxes for the win. Oh, that feels good. Okay. That win is in. That gets us back up to where we started. Oh man, okay. So back to silver tier 1, that's okay. That is a win. That gives us room to grow. Okay, here we go. Pablo 101. You are in our way on our road to Mythic. And you're not gonna stay there for very long. Especially not with this opening hand that we've got here. This is like almost a perfect hand. We've got our 3 colors. We've got our Hallowed Fountain comes in first turn. Sulphur Falls and Molten Mountain then are going to come in untapped. We can revitalize Teferi on turn 3. The only problem is if we run into Esper Control and they just, because we're on the draw, they're going to get a chance to hurt us a whole lot more than we can hurt them. So Hallowed Fountain tapped. He did play a Glacial Fortress first, and there's the black, and there's the Thought Eraser. And that just feels so bad. So probably gonna take the Teferi here. Gonna have to let that go. We did draw a land, which puts us a little bit closer to Teferi. The fact that he had to mulligan at the beginning and he was on the play is good for us. But man, that just feels so bad for us. Okay, so he's on Esper Control, which means that I'm going to just run the Seam Vents out now in order to get that out of the way while my life total is still high. Here's his Teferi. We're going to respond to that with Revitalize, otherwise we won't be able to this turn. But, so this, it looks like he... Oh man, oh, what a draw. Okay. So it looked like he was really going to start running away with the game, but our own Teferi here is going to put us right back into it. So unfortunately, we're running into turn 4 where he could have Vraska's Contempt. They don't really run those anymore, and it looks like he's desperate for cards at the moment, which is great for us. Are we desperate for cards too, though? We don't need any counter spells right now. I think it's okay for us to repeat what he's doing and just draw a card, because there's not going to be really a lot of things that we want to deal with right away. So we're going to run out this Sacred Foundry, and we're going to go ahead and pay the life for it to come in untapped, just in case we need to. Well, now that I think about it, his Teferi is out there, and running that out, I can't play anything on his turn anyway, so there was no point in paying that 2 life. So you're welcome, opponent. 2 free damage. You just got a free shock. Oof. Those are the kind of mistakes that we're trying not to make. So let's see if we can do better. He knows that we have a Teferi next turn. He's thinking about that right now. Looks like he's stuck on 3 lands, which is really good for us. That is really good, because if we can put that Teferi into his deck, draw a little bit closer to ours, we can find some counter spells, and just start to run away with this game. So, not sure what he's thinking about right now. Maybe he has another Teferi he was wanting to run out? Couldn't say. Or he could just be attempting to time us out, which is kind of rude. Okay, so he's timed out. That's game for us. We'll take it. We will take that. Absolutely. Okay, here we go. Dodsey, you are in our road to Mythic, and you are not going to be there much longer. All right. So this time we've got a Clifftop Retreat, Island, Blast Zone. Gives us our colors. We can play Clifftop Retreat early. Dovin's Veto will help with the blue. But man, 2 Teferis. That's a little risky. I think we're going to go ahead and keep it just because it's tough to... When you go down to 6, on the draw it's not as bad. But I think we can bring it back from here. We're just gonna try it. I'm feeling a little dangerous right now. Is it Guild Gate? Means that he's going to be running a little bit of a slower deck. So hopefully that'll give us time to find what we need. Revitalize is a great card to draw right now, because that means that we can draw cards, get us a little closer where we need to be. But it looks like we're hitting a Gate deck this time. Okay, Guild Summon. Ooh, Gates drawing him cards. I don't think I like that. So we're going to go ahead and Dovin's Veto this. And we're going to say no. You may not have that. Okay, Steam Vents. Excellent. Pay 2 life. That's going to come out untapped. That leaves us with the ability to run Absorb on his turn in case if he plays anything we don't like. We're just going to counter that and gain back our life that we just spent. And we should be okay. Okay, so looks like he's just passing his turn, so let's go ahead and revitalize here. Gain our life back, draw a card. Found some more land. We're gonna go ahead and run Blast Zone out now. That way, if we need to later, we have it out. He's gonna Growth Spiral, we're okay with that. There's definitely bigger threats that we've got to deal with. And it looks like he's just running a traditional Gates deck, so we don't have to worry too much about Field of the Dead, which is really the only reason I would count. Oh, speaking of which, there it is. Okay, Golos. He tapped out for this, so we're just going to... I'm going to go ahead and syncopate this for 1. I guess it doesn't matter how much I pay because I don't have enough mana to put a counter on Blast Zone. So we're just going to pass to my turn. Okay. So let's go ahead and run out the Mountain because with Teferi on the board, I will be able to play the Sacred Foundry on later turns, have it come in tapped, and just untap it then. Expansion Explosion is a good card for us. Oof, man, I was not expecting that Field of the Dead. I guess I should have been. With the number of different lands that he's playing, that should have been on my radar. So, but it looks like we should be okay. He did run out of Crucible of the Worlds, which means he can play lands from his graveyard. But at the same time, he doesn't have any there right now. And with Teferi out, and we've just got so many counter spells right now, and we've got Tomb Chemist's Insights. We're sitting really good right now. This is a really good spot for us. And if he's gonna let us counter something and draw, okay. So he's putting a counter on his Blast Zone. That's fine. We're gonna let that resolve. And then we'll untap our land. And we'll go from there. Let's see. He's got 3 cards in hand. So as long as we can keep him off Scape Shift or keep him off anything that gets a ton of creatures out while we can't deal with them, we should be okay. And we've got Absorb and Syncopate. Plenty of mana up. We should be just fine. There's the Scape Shift. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. He's got 3 mana up. I can't play both Syncopate and Absorb, Syncopate and Chemist's Insight, nor can I play Absorb. So we're gonna go ahead and run Syncopate now because it just gets worse as the game goes on. So we're gonna say X needs to be 4 and pay 5. He only has 3 mana. Hopefully he doesn't have a counterspell. Looks like he didn't. So we will go from there. 3 mana left on his side. So you can put another counter on his Blast Zone. Not much I can do about that. But at the same time, let's see. We're gonna draw a card off to Fury. Okay, revitalize. We got Chemist's Insight. Didn't find another land. Let's go ahead and play Chemist's Insight, see if we can find one. I know, it feels so weird to be playing this on my turn. Because this deck is all about just doing things on their turn. But when you need to find something, you need to find something. Okay. So I didn't find a land. And I don't want to go too far down. So let's go ahead and just pass the turn here. We're going to untap our island and our Blast Zone. And now we've got a discard. So let's see. Let's go ahead and discard our Revitalize. I think with Teferi out, and we need to prioritize our counter spells, and now we've got Chandra. So we should be okay with the drawing, and we just want to keep our counter spells to make sure that we're dealing with whatever threats he finds. So passing to attacker. So he looks like he's passing his turn. So we're just gonna play Insight again here and see what we find. Okay, there's a land. That's good. 2 lands. And we go for 3. And we get 3 lands.
Let's skip to
please,
the good
please. Nope, not 3 lands. That's okay. So let's run Sulfur Falls out. And then we're gonna play Chandra. Chandra is 6, and now he's got to choose with his Blast Zone. Does he deal with Teferi, or does he deal with Chandra? If I get to next turn with Teferi, then he's in trouble. But it looks like so he's going to go for Teferi. He's more worried about that, which is fine. Because we're going to put him on a clock here. And we're going to untap our... Let's see... We need to open up a white mana for our Absorb. We're going to untap there. Discarding down to 7. Let's discard... We're going to go ahead and discard this Team Vents. So... I think we need to keep the Deafening Clarion in case he does manage to resolve something. The Dovin's Veto will keep his Scape Shift off the table for cheaper.
Suppose that's how it was meant to happen.
We could have Expansion Explosion. There's another Blast Zone. Okay. So he's looking to deal with us quickly here. Well, that's okay. He's got 6 mana up. Found another land. Okay, let's go ahead and speed up this clock.
Is it just
Put another counter on
getting
him.
a little warm in here?
Let's run out. Play the Hallowed Fountain. We're gonna play it. Pay 2 life for it. He's so far behind right now, the life should be okay. And then we're just gonna play another Teferi. And I would hate to see his face right now. Well, actually, I'd love to see his face right now. But he has gotta be crying a little bit. Because dealing with one just to have to deal with another feels so bad. Okay, he's got 3 counters. I don't think I need to run Teferi out right now, so let's just pass the turn. We're going to untap our Hallowed Fountain and our... Oh, those are untapped. Okay. So let's untap our Steam Vents and our Blast Zone, just in case we need to put some counters on it. We're always going to keep untapping that. So resolve these. He's down to 20. Found another land, which means now his Field of the Dead is going to start kicking in. And I've got to keep that in mind. But at the same time, I did just find a Warden, so we should be okay. He's going to pass to my turn. Okay. Do I need... I don't think I need anything. Let's just go to my turn. Go up to 3 counters. This leaves him, at the moment, assuming I can't get any more counters and he can't gain any more life, he's got 7 turns to live. We're going to go ahead and draw more cards.
Keep up the pace.
And then we're going to play Sulphur Falls. Let's run Teferi out. He's looking at putting more counters on his Blast Zone, which at this point, we're okay with that. We're okay with where things stand. I don't think, with the amount of cards that we've just got so much card advantage here, and we've got so many answers to what he's doing. And he's looking to hit our Blast Zone, or he's gonna looking to hit our Chandra. Nothing I can do about that. So let's let that resolve. And then we're gonna go ahead and plus here, because plussing allows us to play the Warden on his turn. And then we're just going to pass the turn. We will untap our island and our Clifftop Retreat. Hey, 3 damage coming at you, buddy. What are you gonna do about it? Oh man, I just love doing this. Okay, so he's sacrificing Blast Zone, dealing with Chandra. That's nothing I can do about that. But at the same time, there's nothing that he can do about this 3 damage he's taking every turn. And so he's going to go to attackers. Which he's gonna attack Big Teferi. Okay, so let's run Warden out. Nothing he can do to stop that. And then we're going to block with Warden. We still have 3 mana up. Oh man, a 3rd Blast Zone. Wow, that is. What are the odds of that? He hasn't really drawn any extra cards. And now he's going to attempt to. So let's see. That's fine. We're okay with him getting... The zombies right now aren't a big deal anymore because we've got the 4 damage. That reach though, well that's fine. So you can have that, play another land if you want to. If you want to. Looks like he doesn't. My turn. Okay, so let's pass it back to me. Draw a card off to Fury.
We need to move quickly.
And here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play Deafening Clarion now. Deal 3 damage, and my creatures get lifelink. And I think this is just gonna put it so far out that I don't see a way for him to come back from this. He's going to be at 10 at the start of his next turn. So let's see. Most he can do right now is put a counter on his Blast Zone, which I am okay with. So we're going to just +1 to Fairy here. Looks like he's going to try to time us out a little bit. Considering his options, I'm not certain what he's doing right now. But swing in for 4. We're going to gain 4 life off the life link. That's going to be... Man, there's so many nails in this coffin right now. It's a little ridiculous how much advantage we've got right now. Because his Blast Zone can't even deal with our Sphinx. He's going to put that counter on there. And take 4. Go down to 13. Pass the turn. Untap our 2 lands. On his turn, he's still taking 3, down to 10. Just gonna let that resolve. Okay. Letting those resolve, that's fine. Okay. Found any answers? Gates ablaze. Oh, that is no good for us, so we're gonna say no thank you. I'd rather keep my Sphinx, so that's gonna resolve. And let's see what we've got coming up. We've got another Sphinx, okay. We'll keep that right where it's at, and opponent scoops it up, okay. That'll do it. Alright, so we are close. I think one more game will get us to the next rank. Let's go ahead and we're gonna play one more, see if we can get there. Okay. Alright, VAT 69. Our last opponent of the day. Let's see what we can do. Alright. Ooh. This is a very good starting hand. We got 2, 3 lands, revitalize. Let's keep it. Okay, here we go. So Hallowed Fountain will come out tapped, pass the turn. Ooh, mono red. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. So because it's mono red, we don't really want to play a lot of our plants a lot of our shock lands. We're not gonna want to pay the 2 life because we're gonna want to preserve our life total as much as we can. We do have the lava coil to deal with any early game. What is that card? Flamekins? No, Runaway Steamkin. That's the one. So we're gonna deal with any early Runaway Steamkins, or if he plays a Chain Roller quickly, we can deal with that. Looks like there's the Steamkin. Okay. So that'll resolve. We're gonna go ahead and draw cards. Okay, so we found a Dovin's Veto. Let's go ahead and run out our Sulphur Falls. So do we kill the Steamkin, or do we wait? If we don't kill the Steamkin, it's possible that things could get out of control really quick. So we're gonna go ahead and take care of that now. We're okay taking some damage from his spells and his Lavamancer, but letting him have that Steamkin, I think, would have just been a really bad idea. So there's another mountain. Let's see what you've got. Bring it on, Vat. There's the Chain Whirler, okay. So that is a little bit of a problem. And the fact that we're not drawing any answers is not good as well. We've got our Sinister Sabotage, so we can hopefully dig for one. The best thing that we could do here is find a Deafening Clarion fairly quick here. But it looks like our opponent is running a little bit more cautiously. They're not running a ton of stuff out. So let's go ahead and we're going to counter this Pyromancer. Just because, like I said, we don't have a way to do... And of course it is. There's the Deafening Clarion, right as we counter it. Okay. Well, that happened. It happened. So we'll keep the Deafening Clarion right where we got it. Let him attack in. Best case scenario would be he plays another Gitu Lava Runner here. Oh man, that is... What a perfect way to go. So let's run out Deafening Clarion. Gonna hit his creatures here. Oh man, that just... Oh, that feels so good. Okay, so Fanatical Firebrand, can't do anything about that. That's fine. Take the 1 down to 15. Okay. What else have you got? Skewer the Critics. Not really interested in that. So let's... The fact that he didn't run Light Up the Stage here means he doesn't have it. So we're gonna counter that. Okay. Mountain here. Pass the turn. We now have enough mana up that we can deal 2 damage and draw 2 cards with our Expansion Explosion. Oof. Frenzy. That's too bad. Okay. Can't do anything about that. Unfortunately, I used my veto just a little bit too early. That's tough. Okay. Well, pass into damage. Take my turn. Here's Kefnet though. Kefnet was a great draw here. Okay, so let's run out the Hallowed Fountain. We've got to let it enter tapped. With the Experimental Frenzy out, there's just, he can get so much value so quickly off that. If he gets unlucky and hits 2 lands here, he didn't. So 3 damage off the Lightning Strike. Fanatical Firebrand. Okay. Things could get out of hand real quick here with this. He's gonna skewer us. We've got to take it, go down to 8. And just goes to show, sometimes taking the damage is okay. So not gonna reveal that. Gonna play it tapped. We just can't afford any more damage here. And unfortunately, we can't afford to attack either. So we're gonna leave it right where it's at. See what he's got. Viashino Pyromancer puts us down to 5. Or, excuse me, 6. And things were going so well, too. Okay, Shock's down to 4. Wizard's Lightning, and that's gonna do it. So let's go ahead and X of 1 to this. And we're just gonna, if we can find something amazing off the top of our deck. Well, our land's tapped wrong anyway, so that'll do it. The only thing that would save us right now is a Dovin's Veto or a Revitalize. So can we draw that? We cannot, so game. Well, sometimes that happens. So note to self and note to you guys, don't Dovin's Veto the Skewer the Critics. Okay, well, we were so close. Oof, what do we do here? Let's go ahead and play one more. Let's just try one more time. We can get it, great. If not, we'll call it there. So, here we go. All right, Iron Casket. You are in our way. Let's see what we can do to move you. Okay, so we've got Absorb, Deafening Clarion. We've got options for either way they go. They are on the play. Dovin's Veto is a great draw here. Let's go ahead and run out the Hallowed Fountain. Simic. Could be playing against Simic Flash. And that'll make things interesting. Alright, so let's play the Steam Vent, so pay 2 life. That gives us the ability to hold up our Veto if we need it. Growth Spiral. Oh, maybe I should have expansioned that. That would have been interesting. Probably was the right play there. And now we're looking at Teamer. So 2 mana, search for Azcanta. Looks like we're up against a Wilderness Reclamation deck. Do I want to allow this? I don't think I do. So we're going to counter this. I don't want them getting too much card advantage. Let's go ahead and run out the next Steam Vents. Pay 2 life. That leaves us Absorb to hold up. Man, okay. Definitely should have copied that Growth Spiral there. Alright, so this allows us to play our island. And we're just going to pass turn for now. We could play Kefnet, but I think right now with the amount of mana that he's got out, we want to start being able to make sure that we can respond to his threats. And Narset could be a problem. So let's see. Can't draw extra cards. I think we're gonna let this resolve. I'm not too worried about drawing extra cards right now. I don't have anything in my hand that will let me. and I'd much rather deal with something that's an imminent threat versus something that's going to draw him into potential threats. Okay, so he found a Sinister Sabotage, which he can now hold up. So that means we definitely aren't running Kefnet out. So Sacred Foundry, we'll let it enter tapped, and then pass the turn. The nice thing here is that if we find another land, we can run out Kefnet, draw out that Sabotage, and then use our expansion to copy it. Or we'll see. So we're gonna let that resolve, because again, same thing as with Narset, we've got to deal with the threats, and that's just finding him a threat. Unfortunately, we are not finding the lands that we need. So let's see. We'll go ahead and pass the turn here. Gonna hold on to the Kefnets. This turn we can do a similar thing as before. We can absorb and copy the counterspell if we need to, with his Sinister Sabotage coming out. Not sure what other options we've got here. We need more land is the problem. There's the Wilderness Reclamation. We definitely cannot let that hit the field. So we're going to absorb that. He's going to sabotage it, so we're going to go ahead and copy his Sabotage. We're going to copy the Sabotage instead of the Absorb, because we want to make sure that, I guess, oh, there goes another one. So we want this land. Yeah, we want to make sure, but with that gone, let's see. With the Sinister Sabotage out of the way, I can play the Kefnet. So I'm going to go ahead and pitch the land. I'm a little frustrated with myself right now because I didn't counter his Surveil. And that was a mistake. And I keep making those. So let's run out Kefnet. We'll run out the Blast Zone. Pass the turn. He's got a Lightning Strike he's going to hit us with. So he's trying to fill his graveyard now. And resolving the search. Okay. That flips. So now he can start digging even harder for answers. Looks like he's going to do that now. So he must not have anything in hand at the moment, which is really... That's good. That means that he's got to find his answers, and I'm going to know what they are. So there's his expansion. I'm going to pass to my turn. I don't have enough mana up to put a counter on the Blast Zone. There's a Revitalize. We're going to reveal that. And cast it. Paying the white. That right there. That's why I love Kefnet, because even though I didn't get to draw a card there, I did gain 3 life, which can be important. So we're going to take care of Narset now. He's got a Growth Spiral, that's fine. Nothing I can do about that. Take out that Narset. And then we will pass the turn. And now we've got enough mana up that I can Revitalize. If I hit something off of it, Kefnet will trigger. And this is where value starts to come in. He's looking through his library, trying to find some answers. Looks like, okay. Well, there's the Wilderness Reclamation that we didn't want to see. So let's see if we can hit a counterspell. Found a Chemist's Insight. We'll reveal that. Go ahead and draw 2 cards off of it. Unfortunately, that does not leave us with enough mana, nor did we find the counterspell. So, oh, man, okay. So, things are going to get a little tricky here now. So, can we hit him quick enough to make that explosion not matter? drawn a whole bunch of cards. So he might, if he has another explosion in hand, we are probably going to be in trouble. But finding that Teferi means that he can no longer do stuff with Wilderness Reclamation. That is fantastic for us. Okay, so yes, okay. So we're gonna return the Wilderness Reclamation, draw a card.
I got it.
More land? Okay. Play the Glacial Fortress. Proceed to attacks. Let's put him down to 14. Pass the turn. Unfortunately, we still have not found any of our other counter spells. But we are forcing him now to have some answers. Okay, so that's going to resolve. Nothing I can do about that. But we're putting him off from just smacking us in the face with it. So Wilderness Reclamation is going to come out. He can dig for another answer. Looks like he's finding some more land. Okay. Whew. Okay, there's the Azcanta trigger. What's he gonna find this time? Found another Wilderness Reclamation. Okay. Nothing I can do about that. Gonna untap all of his lands. That's fine. Passing it to my turn, so let's go ahead and draw. What have you got? Okay, so there's the counterspell we needed a minute ago. But that's life sometimes. Looks like he still might have an option here. So is he gonna kill Kefnet? Looks like he's going to. That's fine. We'll get him back pretty quickly here. Plus we have another one in. Okay, so he's going for the face. Looks like he's probably got some options that he's just trying to bring us down low enough that the Wilderness Reclamations and his expansion will finish up the job. There's expansion for 5 down to 7. Oh boy. Okay, these are getting real close. Can we finish him off before he finds another explosion? Probably not. He's just drawn 10 cards off the 2 that he's got, so we're definitely in trouble. Let's play the Glacial Fortress out. Swing in for 4. Get him down to 10. And pass the turn. We're going to go ahead and discard the Deafening Clarion here because he hasn't really played any creatures. It looks like this is really a creatureless deck. So I don't need to worry about that right now. I do need to worry about these Wilderness Reclamations coming out, but we're going to let this resolve because the nice thing is that with my Blast Zone out, I can put it to 4. It will kill my Kefnet at the same time, but if I can deal with those Wilderness Reclamations, then that's going to be really good for us. So Search for Azcanta is going to trigger. He's going to find his own Chemister's Insight. Looks like he's putting the mana in his mana pool to cast it, maybe? He's got 3. He's heating Lava Coil. That's fine. We'll take that. Passing to attacker. So passing to end of turn. We got 2 triggers off of his Wilderness Reclamation. Now let the first one resolve. He's going to probably activate his Azcanta. There it goes. Okay. What's he going to get? There's the explosion. That's okay. Narset's Reversal would be amazing right now. So that'll resolve as well. At this point, he's probably digging for his own counterspells. So let's see. Looks like he's getting ready to play it. So 3 mana. Untapping. Gonna Lava or Lightning Strike there. So let's go ahead and revitalize now. We can get the trigger off of Kefnet. That's not helpful. Okay. So that's gonna resolve. I'm gonna put that in my library, 3rd from the top. Okay. And now, what have you got? Another Azcanta search. Hopefully he doesn't find a counterspell here. Growth Spiral is fine. I'm gonna play that. He is definitely digging for a counterspell. So that is good for us. So let's go ahead and cast. Actually, let's put the counters. Let's see, how many can I put? 1, 2. I can put 2 counters on it, only up to 3. That's not enough. So let's go ahead and Chemister's Insight here. We'll discard the Sacred Foundry. Draw 2 cards. Okay. Okay, still not finding enough counterspells. So run out the steam vents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can Teferi with 3. Okay, so let's have this enter tapped. I want him to have to spend as much mana as I can on making sure that we hit that. So running out Teferi. He's gonna attempt to counter it. We're gonna have to counter the counter. Does he have another counterspell? He's going to use his expansion here. Okay. That's fine. Because it means that we've got to go a little bit longer. So hopefully he doesn't find his board. Let's see, that's 1, 2. Yeah, he's used 3. So hopefully his last one is somewhere within those last few cards. He did let me surveil myself, huh? Chandra. Do we need Chandra? I think for this game, yeah, because he's looking for that last expansion explosion, we really want to make sure that we find our counter spells, but Chandra is going to put a little bit more of a clock on him so that we can deal with that. Okay, we can do this. 10 damage. 10 damage either way. The problem is now that flipped Search for Azcanta, and now he does have 3 of his Wilderness Reclamations. So things are looking really bad for us. So he's going to get 3 triggers. There's a Lightning Strike with only 14 cards, and he knows what most of those cards are. I'm willing to bet that he's going to just have enough damage here to kill us outright. Which is just, man, that feels so bad. But it happens. So let's see. What have you got? If he finds the expansion explosion, we're just done. If he doesn't find it, we might be able to survive, but I'm just not seeing any ways to do it based on what's in our hand right now. And he is tapping a lot of mana for it, so I'm willing to bet it's there. But we're going to let him run it out, see what he's got. There's the explosion for 5, and that'll do it. Okay. Well, unfortunately, we weren't quite able to get there today. I am going to go ahead and call it. Anyways, tell me what you guys thought of the deck. Any suggestions that you would make, changes to it. I didn't find any really uses for Blast Zone, so I think I'm going to take that out. Probably put Field of Ruin in there. This Field of Ruin will help at least a little bit in taking care of those Scapeshift decks. But again, any suggestions, make sure you like and subscribe Jeff's channel here. Again, big thanks to him for letting me come on and take another look at just a different side of Magic and how we can take these decks and play them competitively. And I will see you again soon. Talk to you later.